Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Hari Maji. In this video we're gonna make something like this, what you see in the screen. Yes, we are going to make the character eye rigging animation with the help of expressions. So this is similar like what I have explained in one of my previous video. In that video I just used the square shaped shape layers. I mean the eye of the character is in square or rectangle shape, so it was pretty much easier than this one. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and watch it. I will leave the card icon to the top right side of the screen right now. So if you want to learn how to do that same effect for the circle shape layers, just go ahead and stick with me to the end of this tutorial, so you will know how to make this effect. Before jumping into the tutorial, let me tell you, if you are the new person to my channel or if this is the first time you are watching my video, go ahead and press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so you will get lot of videos like this for After Effects and Blender, something like that. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the tutorial. Alright, we are back again. Before getting into the tutorial, let me tell you something, guys. Throughout the tutorial I am going to use some of the shortcuts. If I fail to mention what are the shortcut buttons I am pressing, you can always take a look at to the top right side over here. So you can see all of my shortcuts button and my mouse clicks over here. So if you have any doubts, you can if you have any doubts about my shortcut button, you can take a look at over here. That's it. And I'm going to use one script called Adri Maji Essential Tools, which is developed by me, and it's totally free. It's available to download. To download this script, you can go ahead and click the card icon to the top right side right now, and I have explained everything you need to know about this script in that video. So this script is going to help us to align the shapes actually align the shapes to the composition and align the anchor points of the shapes. So we are going to use this script, so go ahead and download it, guys. After downloading it, install it to the After Effects and come back to the video. Okay, so let's jump into the tutorial. Let me start with the new comp. Control N for new composition and name it as circle constraint. I hope this is the perfect naming. So let me create a new solid and name it as a background. You can have any color you want. I'm going to apply the gradient. By the way, this is the Video Copilot FX Control plugin. So if you don't find it, I'm just applying the gradient ramp. If you don't find it, you can go ahead and effects and generate and gradient ramp and apply the whatever color you want. I just like this color, so I applied it and lock it. We don't have to do anything with the background, and we need to create the circles. So let me compress and ellipse tool and click and drag. While click and drag, you have to hold the shift button to make a perfect circle, otherwise it will be oval shape. So this size is enough, and recolor it to white. It will be the outer circle of the eye, and click away. Make sure none of your layers selected, and drag another circle. Hold shift to make it a perfect circle and change its color to black. So we have two shape layers, but their anchor point is not aligned with that center. So in this case we are going to use the essential tools. So in the align anchor point tool, press this button to align their anchor point to the middle, and make sure both of the layers selected and press the align center. So both of the layer align the center to the composition. So do not move this thing until we finish the expressions. So now we have to create a target layer, make it as a target, make a star as a target. So I'm creating a star and color it as red. Okay, and it is most important that you have the anchor point to the middle of the layer. So make sure you selected it and center the anchor point by pressing this button in my script. So that's it. Now we have to rename these files. Let me rename it as star, and this one is inner circle, inner circle, and outer circle. That's it. So these are the things we have right now, and now we have to reveal the content, ellipse path, and size could be 500. Make it as a 500. You can have any size you want, and inners do the same for the inner circle. ellipse path, and 150 is enough. Your inner circle should be the minimal size of the outer circle, so it won't cover up the outer circle. That's it. And you have to select the size of inner circle and press SS twice, so you can only see the size property, and do the same for the outer circle. Select the size select the size and press WS, so it will reveal only the size. And select both of these layer and press and hold the shift button and press P for reveal the position property along with the size. So we have to press the star, select the star layer and press the P for position property, reveal the position property. So now what we are going to do is we are going to change this inner circle's position according to the star's position, the target position. So we need to apply the expression to the inner circle position. So inner circle, select the inner circle and hold the Alt button and press the stopwatch of the inner circle position. So we need to start adding expression over here. Let me expand it a bit, and now we have to type target x position, and let me have expose. Okay, x position equal to, we need to pick it to the star's x position. This is x and this is y. In the previous square shape or rectangle shape eye rigging video, I just pick whipping to the position itself, but in this circle shape we need to separate the dimensions. That's why I'm having a target x position over here, and you need to pick it to the x position and put semicolon, enter, and another layer you have to type target y position equal and pick it to the y position and semicolon. That's it. At next we have to get the x and y position of the outer circle. So now we have to calculate the outer circle x position equals, now we have to pick it to the outer circle x position and semicolon, enter, then outer circle y position equals, and pick it to the y position. That's it. Then we have to calculate the diameter of that both of the circle, I mean the inner circle diameter and outer circle diameter. Let me get the outer circle diameter first. Outer circle dia equals, so we have to pick the cursor to outer circle diameter. This is the diameter. Both of them are same, so both of them have to be same because this is a circle, it is not a oval shape. So pick it to any one of these value. I'm going to drop it on the x value, then semicolon, and inner circle diameter equals, now I have to equip to the inner circle's diameter, which is size over here, and one of the value I need to equip to the one of the value. So it has the inner circle diameter. So now we have these values. Now we have to calculate the border distance between inner circle and outer circle. So to calculate the border, we need to use these diameter values. So create a variable called border equals open parenthesis, and we need to minus the outer circle diameter minus inner circle diameter divided by 2. So this is gonna be our border. Now we have to calculate the distance between the target layer to the outer circle layer. So we need to get that distance. So this is gonna be little bit tricky. There is no easy way to calculate the distance between the target distance to the outer circle distance. So we know the distance between the outer circle distance, x distance to the target distance, and y distance to the target distance. So it's gonna make a right angle triangle. So in this case, if you see like this, I will leave the animation so you can visually see. Okay, this is the x distance, and this is gonna be the y distance between these two things. So this is going to make the right angle triangle. If you remember, if you studied in your school days, there is a theorem called Pythagorean theorem or Pythagoras theorem, whatever you call it is. You can calculate the hypotenuse distance. Forgive me if I pronounce it in wrong manner. I didn't study it in English, so I studied it in my own language, Tamil. So we called it as different name. So if you want to calculate the hypotenuse distance, I need to square root of this both distance. So if this is the x distance, if this is the y distance, then hypotenuse distance is x square plus square root of x square plus y square. That's what it's going to be. So we need to calculate the x distance first and y distance then, and then we need to calculate the hypotenuse distance. So let me calculate the x distance. X distance equals target x position minus outer circle x position. Outer circle x position semicolon, and y distance equal to target y position minus, again I am pressing equals instead of minus, outer circle circle y position. So now we have the x distance between these two things and y distance between two things. So now we have to calculate the let me expand this thing. It will show me an error as I pressed outside the editor window, so don't worry about it. It will show the error until we finish the expression, so no worries. And now we have to calculate the hypotenuse distance. So create a variable called hypotenuse distance. I don't know if I am spelling it wrong or right, so don't worry. Now we have to calculate the hypotenuse distance between those things. So now we have to call the math.sqrt square root, math.square root of x square plus y square. So x distance multiplied by itself, x distance, so this is x square plus y distance multiplied by itself into y distance. So now we have the distance between the outer circle and the target. So Now we know the distance between those things. Whenever I move it any time, the distance will be get by this hypotenuse distance. But if I move this in the target, I mean the target, the star inside the border, we need to neglect the hypotenuse distance and take the border into the calculation. So we have to calculate a multiplier value that affects the hypotenuse distance whenever the target is inside the border. So we need to get the minimum value which is from border and hypotenuse distance. So we need to introduce the minimum distance equals math dot minimum. We need to find out which one is minimum. So hypotenuse distance comma border. So this is what we are going to get at the minimum. So now we have to get the multiplier value. If the multiplier, I mean if the distance, if the hypotenuse distance is bigger than the border, we have to return the multiplier value as 1, and if the distance is higher than the border, we have to put some other value. So let me create a if statement. If the minimum distance, if you don't understand anything, just follow along with me, you will get the tutorial, you will get the effect as I create border. If the distance, minimum distance is border, if the minimum distance is border, I mean the hypotenuse distance is bigger than the border, you need to calculate a thing like you need to introduce the multiplier value. Multiply equals minimum distance divided by hypotenuse distance. Okay, that's it. And else multiply equal to 1. That's it, guys. So what is going to happen in this if statement is it will check the minimum distance. If the minimum distance is border, then multiply value calculated by this formula, and if the minimum distance is hypotenuse distance, then it will be multiplier value as 1. So this is going to happen. Then finally we have to introduce the x and y variables for this to apply in the position property. So finally we have to put the x equals open parenthesis and x distance multiply plus outer circle x position. This is going to be the x value, and for y equals same as before, y distance multiply by multiplier value plus outer circle y, I mean the x position, y position, sorry, I'm getting confused, sorry for that. And this is the final value. So now we have to put those values inside array x comma y. So if we click away, now you can see this thing started to working. If I drag this target layer outside the circle or anywhere in the composition, it will follow along. If I go bring the target layer inside the border, the inner circle will attach with the target, so it will be look like it is looking at it. This is how you can make this effect. One more thing, if you want to intersect, if you want to make this inner circle intersect with the outer circle in halfway, you can make a change in this expression. Like you can go ahead and you need to play with the border, and you need to remove this minus inner circle diameter. If you remove that and click away, it will intersect with the outer circle border. So as you can see, if you move this thing along, the inner circle will move along to the direction of the target layer. So if you don't want to see the outer part of this inner circle, you can do the thing as I show. So you need to come here and duplicate the outer circle and rename it as outer circle mate, and bring it to the top of the inner circle, so it will cover the inner part. So finally, in inner circle, you have to see the track mate option. If you don't see it, come down here and press this button. Oh sorry, that second one. It will bring you up the track mate option. Make sure your outer circle mate is on above of the inner circle. So then you have to change the track mate to the alpha mate. Click away, and if you see your layer only visible to the part of the inner circle, to the part of the outer circle. So this is how you can make the thing works. So if you want to bring it bring back to the original position, you can delete it and change the alpha mate to none, and in the position property press P, and you can type again the minus inner circle diameter -2, so it will stay with the border. So this is how it can work. And one more thing, if you move the outer circle, it will always, let me bring it. If you move the outer circle, it will always looking at the star, no matter which one you are moving. And this is how this works. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial except my explanations and I hope this tutorial helped you to get the character animation rigging for your character, the eye rigging for your character. And I hope you like the video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you don't like this video, if you dislike this video, go ahead and press the hit the dislike button without any hesitation. And if you have any doubts in this tutorial, just comment it on the comment section. I will try to explain everything you need to know. And if you want to see future videos like this in my YouTube channel, go ahead and press the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notification for every updates I made and uploads I made. And don't forget to download this script, guys. And also I'm making this script called Adri Maji Pins to Corner. This is gonna be live in few days, so stay connected with me, so you can have it for free. It's totally free scripts. I only make free scripts for After Effects. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for watching without skipping any part. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Bye bye, guys. Bye. Thank you for watching again. Bye. I have no words to say. Bye bye.